Hello everyone, welcome again. I'm Rahman. Today we are going to make video on project integration management. As we know, there are 10 project management knowledge area in PMBOK. So today we are going to make the video on the first knowledge area of the PMBOK is the project integration management. So in project integration management, there are 7 processes. So I have a plan to make 5 video for covering these 7 processes. So first we have to know why the project integration is required, why this knowledge area is required, and what we'll do in this knowledge area. So project integration management includes the process and activities to identify, define, combine, unify and coordinate the various process and project management activity within the project management process group. The second is integration include the characteristics of unification, consolidation, communication and interactive action that are crucial to control project execution through completion, successful managing stakeholder expectation and meeting requirements. Then project integration management include the making choice about the resource allocation, making trade-offs among the completing objectives and alternatives, and managing the interdependency among the project management knowledge area. That means the project integration management knowledge area is integrated with the all other project management knowledge area. The activities of all others project management knowledge area will come here, and in this knowledge area that activity will be integrated with each other. So the first process of this knowledge area is the develop project charter. So as we also have to know, this is the first process of the project initiation. Without this process, executing this process, or without this process, project does not exist. So this is the process of developing a document that formally authorizes the existence of a project, provide the project manager with the authority to apply organizational resource to project activities. This process gives the project manager authority to use the organizational resource for the project activities. So this key benefit of this process is a well-defined project start and project boundaries, certain and creation of formal record of the project, and a direct way for senior management to formally accept and commit to the project. So with this process, we are going to start the project, and also this process is define the project boundary. This process also create a formal record for the project, and with this process, senior management of the organization also committed to the success of the project. So here is some inputs. As we know, the process is take some input, then we do some activities, then it produces an output. So this process takes some inputs. That inputs are business document, business case, benefit management, agreement, organizational process, asset, enterprise, environmental fact, then tools and tech. What are the tools and techniques used for this process? Then expert judgment, data gathering techniques, brainstorming, focus group, interviews, interpersonal and team skill, conflict management, facilitation and meeting management, and last one is the meeting. The output from this process is the project charter and assumption log. I want to say one thing, this process is very important for the exam point of view, because in the initiation there will be 13% of the overall exam. So there is 2 process in the initiation. Only one is the develop project charter, and another is the identify stakeholders. So from these two process, we can get 26 question in the real exam. So from the develop project charter, where there is a chance to get 13 question in the final exam. That's why I'm requesting all of you to focus on this process, to understand this process very well, so that we are not going to miss any question from this develop project charter process. So what are the input we are going to consider for the develop project charter process? The first one is the business case. Business case is or similar document describe the necessary information from a business standpoint to determine whether or not the project is worth the requirement investment. That will give the decision that what are the going for the investment, that is will give a value to the organization or not. That means this business case gives the justification of the invest. It is commonly used for decision making by manager or executives about the project level. So typical business needs and cost benefit analysis are contained in the business case to justify and establish boundaries of the project, and such analysis is usually complete by a business analyst using the various stakeholders inputs. That means business case gives the business needs and the cost benefit analysis, also give the justification of why we are going to do this project and establish the boundaries of the project. The business analyst prepared the business case with the help of other business stakeholders. The sponsor should agree to the scope and limitation of the business case. Here the all sponsor of the project have to have agree with the limitation of the or scope of the business case. Then why the business case are created? So there is some reasons that can be market demand. So market demand is a car company authorizing a project to build a more fuel efficient car in response to gasoline shortage. Organization needs due to high overhead cost. A company may be combine staff function and streamline process to reduce cost. Then customer request, an electronic utility authorizing a project to build a new substation to serve a new industrial park. Technological advance, an airline authorizing a new project to develop electronic ticket instead of paper ticket based on technological advance. Legal requirement, a paint manufacturing authorizing a project to establish guidelining for handling the toxic material. Ecological impact, a company authorizing a project to listen its environmental impact. Social need, and non-governmental organization, that means NGO in a development country authorizing a project to provide potable water system, latrine and sanitation education to communities suffering from high rate of cholera. So these are the reasons why the project is initiated and the business case is going to develop. From the business case, the management of that organization or company is going to justify why they are after the cost benefit analysis. They do the cost benefit analysis. They do the actually the business that project is going to add any value or that project is going to give any opportunity to them, the organization. That's why they initiate the project. Then another input is the agreement. An agreement are used to define initial intention for a project. Agreement may take form of contract, memorandum of understanding, service level agreement, letter of intent, verbal agreement, email and other written agreement. Typically a contract is used when the project are being performed for an external organization or external customer. So an agreement which is enforceable by law is called contract. So when when we will do project for the external party or external customer, that time there should be a contract, so that contract is enforceable by law. Then what are the enterprise environmental factors we need to consider developing the project charter process? So government and industrial standard we have to consider. Then the product standard, quality standard, safety standard, workmanship standard, legal and regulatory requirement and or constraint, marketplace condition, organizational culture, political climate, organizational governance framework, then people policy process to meet the organizational strategy and operational goals. Then stakeholder expectation and risk threshold also need to be considered. Then what are the organizational process assets we have to consider for the develop project charter process? The organizational standard policies, process and procedures. We have to consider portfolio program and project governance framework, then monitoring and reporting method, template, the project charter template, historical information and lesson learned repository. We have to consider project record, documents, information about the result of the previous project, selection decision, then information about the previous project performance. These are the organizational process asset is required for developing the project charter. Then what are the tools and techniques we have to use for developing the project charter? One is the meetings. Who are my key participants for this meeting? Our key stakeholders, because we are developing the project charter in the initiation stage of the project, or the initial stage of the project. So only the key stakeholders will be involved in this meeting. So from the meeting, the purpose of the meeting is to identify the project objectives, success criteria, key deliverables, the high level requirements, summary milestone, other summary information. So I want to say another thing. So the project charter is a high level document. The document is contain only the high level information. That's why the initiation of the project. So we will gather the only high level information from our key stakeholder. Then expert judgment. Expert judgment is defined as a judgment provided based upon the expertise in an application area, knowledge area, discipline, industry, etc. as appropriate for the activity being perform. Such expertise may be provided by any group or person with the specialized education, knowledge, skill, experience or training. For this process, the expertise should be considered from individual or group with specialized knowledge of or training in the following topic: organizational strategy, benefit management, technical knowledge of the industry and focus area of the project, duration and budget estimation, risk identification. So at the time of initiation, we need this expertise who has the expertise in the following area. In these areas, not the following, in these areas: the organizational strategy, benefit management, technical knowledge of the industry and focus area of the risks, duration and budget estimation and risk identification. Then what are the source we will use for the expert? So other unit with the organization, consultant, stakeholders include the customer or sponsor, professional and technical association, industry group, subject matter expert, project management office also used as a source of expert. Then what are the data gathering technique we will use for the for data gathering? One is the brainstorming. Brainstorming is a technique that is used to identify a list of ideas in short period of time. It is conducted in a group environment and is led by a facilitator, and it is led by a facilitator. Brainstorming comprises two parts. One is idea generation and another is analysis. Brainstorming can be used to gather data and solution of idea from stakeholders, subject matter expert and team members when developing the project charter. That means the brainstorming is used to generate a lot of idea within a short period of time. Brainstorming session has a two part. One is the idea generation part and another one is the analysis part. So in the develop project charter, we will engage our key stakeholders and the subject matter expert and the other team members for developing the project charter. Another data gathering technique is the focus group. Focus groups bring together the stakeholders and subject matter experts to learn about the perceived project job success criteria, and other topic is more conversational way than one-to-one interviews. Focus group, we can identify the project risks, what will be the project success criteria and other related topic where the more key stakeholders need to be involved. Then interview are also used to obtain information at the high level requirement, assumption, constraint, approval criteria and other information from the stakeholders by taking directly to them. Then the interpersonal and team skill. Interpersonal and team skill that can be used for the process including but not limited to conflict management. So conflict management can be used to help bring the stakeholder into alignment on the objective, success criteria, high level requirement, project description, summary milestone and other element of the project charter. Facilitation is the ability to effectively guide a group of events to successfully decision, solution and conclusion. A facilitation ensures that there is effective participation and that participants achieve a mutual understanding. That's all contributors are considered that conclusion or result have full buy-in accordance to the decision process established for the project, and that the action and agreement achieved are appropriately dealt with afterward. Meeting management includes preparing the agenda, ensuring the representative or each key stakeholders group are invited, and preparing and sending the follow-up minute and action. So their meeting management also should be there. Okay, so these are the three things we have to use for managing our stakeholders, that conflict management, facilitation and meeting management. Then the output from this process, there are two output from this process. One is the project charter, another is the assumption log. I want to say another thing, there is two different video in our channel. One is the develop project charter and another is what is the assumption log, how it is created. So you can find out in that video how to develop the assumption log, what are the content in the assumption log. If you go through that video, then you can understand how to develop a assumption log in practically. technically what will be the content in the assumption log. So now we are coming to this video. So the output of this process is the project charter. The project charter is the document used by the project initiator or sponsor that formally authorizes the existence of the project and provide the project managers with the authority to apply organizational resource to the project activities. What are the content of the project charter? It contains the project purpose. What are the purpose of the project? Then measurable project objectives and related success criteria, high level requirement, high level project description, boundary and key deliverables, overall the project raise, summary milestone schedule, pre-approved financial resource, stakeholder list, project approval requirement, project exit criteria, and the project assign the project manager responsibility and authority level, the name and authority of the sponsor or other person authorized the project charter. That means project charter is a high level document. It contains only a high level information about the project, and also another thing, it is the only one time document. This document is not going to update anymore. So this is only one time document. Then another thing, the assumption log. The high level strategic and operational assumptions that contain are normally identified in the business case before the project is initiated and will follow into the project charter. Lower level activity and task assumptions are generated throughout the project, such as defining technical specification, estimate the schedule, risk, etc., etc. The assumption log is used to record all assumption constant throughout the project life cycle. Assumption log is not a single time document. It is a dynamic document. It is going to update throughout the project life cycle. So we have another video in our channel on the assumption log. In that you will find detail about this assumption log. So in short, we can say the project charter is summation of business document, contract and business case. So if we put all these three together, then it will be the project charter. That is business document, contract and business case equal to my project charter. So thank you again for watching this video. I think this will be helpful for your real exam.